Yugopnik, on the spot here. Are you riding with Biden? Will you be advocating that people vote for Joe?
Okay, this is going to be fun. But I think before I address Biden in any shape or form, I want to make sure I state the following. The Democratic Party has never, and most likely will never, be a moderately left, let alone fully left-wing party. The greatest
Yep.
contribution to history, in my opinion, from the Dems can be found in, what was his name? FDR, the US president during World War II. Someone we can kind of thank for the New Deal and the so-called Second Bill of Rights. But what Americans keep forgetting is that all of those things were presented to the US public and Congress during the Great Depression out of fear that the masses will revolt in some sort of socialist uprising. FDR managed to convince the 1% filth of that time that unless they begin to share, things are going to go as bad for them as it went for their degenerate counterparts over in the Bolshevik Revolution. I mean, I don't know. It's such a profound historical irony that to a large extent FDR was able to do what he did thanks to the looming threat of a local revolution inspired by the USSR. The greatest feats of reformism and internal growth of the US in the 20th century would arguably not have happened if the Soviet Union wasn't created. I don't know about you, but that is poetical to
It's
me.
beautiful. Fucking
But
gorgeous.
yeah, but after this little rant, in order to make sure that you know that everything that the Dems ever did was not because of reformism, but because quite literally there was again a
There's no
looming threat
choice.
over the sea, and there was no choice. I guess I can jump into Biden. I guess the only eloquent point you can make to support him is it won't take you more than 30 minutes to just go and vote. And Trump is worse, so you should go and vote.
Yeah.
If that's it, sure, I'll take that pragmatist or whatever way pragmatic
Yeah,
approach you're
it's
off.
utilitarian. Like it is
Utilitarian.
that.
And
That's
I'll
like
agree. I'll agree.
if people can prove that it actually is going to do less damage to vote for him than to vote for Trump, then okay, there's an argument there. There are other people who will just say no. There's no fucking way. We're kind of getting into the lesser evil. Lesser evilism and so on and so forth. We're jumping directly into that.
I just want to, people don't misunderstand me with my relative approval. I just want to add that, what makes my fucking insides fucking turn and my hemorrhoids swell the fuck up is when you're telling people they can't
Hemorrhoid
be
gang.
leftists or Marxists if they don't support the smelted brain of a fucking war criminal. Motherfucker, since when does voting for lesser evil in a bourgeois election have anything to do with Marxism? Making slightly more or less ethical choices isn't what this ideology is about. If I don't, for example, I don't know what comes to mind, help a grandma across the street, does that make me less of a Marxist? Is my girlfriend gonna, I don't know, fucking kill me? Is my girlfriend gonna call me less of a Marxist if I choose not to fucking go down on her? What is this insane precedent that you're trying to set? By the way, go down on your girlfriends, obviously. What is this insane precedent that you're
Girlfriend needs some
trying
love.
to set that the Marxist has to participate in every single conflict between right and wrong in the world? I mean, sure, dialectics can be applied to anything and everything, but like that doesn't mean that it has anything to do with Marxism. Is me choosing wet or dry toilet paper to wash my ass a dialectical Marxist analysis I should fucking engage in? I mean, I could, but it doesn't mean I should. I guess said more plainly, the greatest fucking contribution that the Dems ever put forwards was thanks to what revolutionary socialists did the world over, and simping for these fuckers now will bring nothing and if very little to the left. And as such, quite honestly, it is none of our fucking business except for entertainment. It makes for really good entertainment, I must admit that.
Yeah, that's that. Well, that's the one thing I will say. Trump is really fucking funny in like the worst possible way. He's just really fucking funny. Just you gotta give. He's got zingers. He's so ridiculous. He's just funny.
Biden is even funnier, motherfucker.
Really
He
funny.
says wants legs and he wants to see them play with his goddamn what do you call it? Fucking leg hair. It's this guy where I live. This guy where I live, they would literally break his fucking legs and they would fuck him in a fucking trailer park. Like people saying shit like that. And over there, a guy like that is fucking electable. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
How the fuck?
Whatever.
Nowhere else but in the United States would that be possible. I think it happened in the Philippines as well. I think Iran Duterte is fairly similar. And Bolsonaro in Brazil as well. It's the same kind of thing. Look, this is a thing. This is a real fucking thing, actually. This is happening like all over the fucking world. And yeah, we should... yeah, how? I don't know how we've gotten to this point, but yeah. That's another argument as well that people will often talk about as well. You know, they'll talk about like the lesser evilism and how it sort of keeps pushing us down this path towards it's just got the Overton window is just going to keep on being shifted to the right. If our options are between a right winger and a centre right winger, you know, like there's not really that much difference between the two of them in all honesty. And even like someone like Obama, who was kind of presented as this very progressive figure. I mean, again, it was the administration under Obama was very much centre right. It's very difficult to argue that point, you know. But so you have the option. You can go right wing or you can go slightly less right wing. And it's hard to fucking push back against that one. The people are right. There needs to be that external threat, like as you said before about how FDR and so on, and all these massive social programs came about. It was as a result of the threat from the East, you know, the spread of the red all across the world, and that's the same thing in Europe as well. You know, I mean, the NHS in the UK and all across Europe, they brought in these social democracies as a way of avoiding having like a kind of brain drain where the workers would go and just say, fuck it, why would we want to live in France or Germany or something when we could just go to the USSR, go to Soviet Russia and get like free healthcare and free education and all this great stuff, you know. And so you had these social democracies that were ushered in as a result of that. So there needs to be that sort of external threat and external pressure if you want to see any of those substantial changes.
Exactly.
So yeah. It's a fucking tricky one. It's a real fucking tricky one. What I will say is that before we go any further, we should say that people are probably far too caught up in the elections